It is Thursday night and it is TI season. Last night the game started and I made the responsible choice of going to bed at 12 o'clock because I was really tired. I was falling asleep and I still have 2 days of work, so I can't sacrifice my sleep that hardcore and end up with a really miserable work day. So today it really depends on how I feel. Since it's just one more day of work, I am more willing to go as late as I possibly can. But here is my setup. So I have been streaming, but more like just one night so far, trying it out, seeing how it feels. What was really important to me, hold on, there's a team fight going on. So what was really important to me is that I'm able to enjoy Dota the same way that I always have, and that means sitting on the couch. And I really did not want to wear any headgear. Oh, looks like my Uber Eats is here. I got my food over there. It's just soup and steamed broccoli along with mashed potatoes. But yeah, as I was saying, it is pretty important to me to watch it as I always have, sitting on the couch, watching it on the TV, and not wearing anything, no headphones, no earbuds, nothing. I just hate having stuff on my head. I feel like that is so uncomfortable to wear over a long period of time, and I just feel like it's best to enjoy something when noise is just like, I don't know, coming out for you to enjoy without it being like directly pressed against your head. So I just came up with the idea maybe to stream it, and maybe that might be fun. It's kind of really back and forth for me because I do think that I get drawn to the idea of streaming a lot sometimes, but I also think that it tends to take away from my free time sometimes when I just want to really lay low. So I kind of need to learn and figure out how to juggle that because, for example, something I really like to do when I watch Dota is to read in between games, and I can't do that if I'm on stream. I could, but that might be weird if I'm just reading and quiet. So I don't know, I might see what they think, but yeah, just need to, probably the next few days, I should try not to stream every single time I'm watching TI because that might start to feel a little invasive. But anyways, I am pretty happy with my setup. I do think if it wasn't TI time, I needed to move my couch up all the way from the wall because my microphone doesn't reach that far, right? There is a fair amount of space behind it, but at the same time, I think that if I wasn't watching Dota, I would probably keep my couch all the way pushed back against the wall so it feels like I have more space, right? I think my main issue with watching Dota, I like having my seat up closer because I like to look at things like the mini map, and if I'm sitting so far back, it's very hard to see stuff like that and pay attention to the details. So yeah, in the meantime, I guess it's not a big deal, right? Because sometimes it feels like, oh, the whole layout of your home, having the couch in the middle of the living room looks kind of weird, but I live by myself, so who cares, right? So anyways, right now it is VG versus VP. So far, both of my teams are doing very well, and I'm very happy about that. I think VP lost one game out of their 2 to 3 series that they played yesterday, and I think LGD is maybe the same. Right now, VG is actually undefeated, so they're playing extremely well. I'm very proud of them. Even though they're not considered, my favorite teams, I definitely respect their skill, and they are a Chinese team, so I'm totally happy rooting for them and being proud of their accomplishments. But yeah, anyways, I have been kind of distracted from paying attention to this amazing game, so I'm gonna watch it. And I do plan on recording a little bit as to why I moved. I know I didn't post about it on my vlog because I wanted to just get the fact that I moved out there, and I did talk about it a little bit on Instagram, but I think I could definitely go into more detail about it, and I would like to share that. So when I have time, I will definitely record that when I get the chance. Hi, good afternoon, guys. It's Saturday, and I am here at work to do a half day. It's about 2 o'clock. I was up late last night watching group stages of TI. It was the third day, and I wanted to watch Secret versus LGD because they are both at the top of their group. So watching them play against each other would be really exciting. Secret has been undefeated until yesterday. They lost 2 games. But I'm so happy to say that LGD beat them 2-0 very dominantly as well. And they are at the top of their group. They're the first seed from the group. And I'm so happy to see them playing so well because I feel like previous few months, they were kind of struggling a little bit. Like, they weren't struggling hardcore where they were performing awful, but they weren't getting top 3. So I'm so happy to see how well they've been playing. On the other hand, VP have been struggling hard, and it's so sad to see them playing like they're just playing so randomly, like they don't feel like a team or something. And I really, really hope they get it together because it's possible that they are going to be super, super bottom of their group. I'm not entirely sure if they are at risk of elimination from even making the main event, but they are pretty much like bottom 2 to 3 of their group right now, which is astonishing. Anyways, I was up until maybe 6 a.m. or so watching those final 2 games, and then I went to bed. So I wanted to make sure I just slept as long as I could without setting an alarm. So I naturally woke up around 12 and I was like, all right, I'll just do a half day today. I'll do a full day tomorrow because there are no matches for TI tomorrow. Today is the final day of group stages. I got myself a pitaya bowl because it's conveniently located next to work and I need some lunch. And I think it should be a fine day, I suppose. I was really, really hoping to walk Riley at Del Mar today because, to be honest, this new neighborhood that I'm in, I am not a fan of walking her around there. It's actually pretty much hardly any even ground. It's always a little bit of uphill or some downhill, and I hate walking her along that. Plus, aside from that, I just feel like this neighborhood looks kind of crappy to me. I don't feel great walking her around it, and that is going to be really tough for me to get used to because I either walk her or I play fetch with her in my backyard, and right now my backyard is still a huge mess. So whenever she plays back there, she gets so many little weed plant shit stuck in her fur, and some of them are like kind of pointy and they get pretty deep in her fur, so I'm not sure if it ends up being uncomfortable for her. So far, every time that we've played, I would stop at the end and take a bunch of time to pick all of them off of her fur as well as I can. But sometimes I always miss like 2 to 3, and I just don't like the idea of her getting that all over her when she's playing. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's possible for my landlord to come by and clean anytime soon. She did say that she would do that for me, but she's also busy with family and stuff lately. So yeah, I'm kind of not really pleased with my neighborhood, but the house is good itself, although not having AC is challenging at times. So yeah, I really wanted to walk her in Del Mar. Kind of makes me sad I can't today because if I did, I would have preferred to bring her to work since there's nobody here really, but that's not allowed, and it is basically along the way to work. So if I wanted to take her to Del Mar and go home then go to work, it's just like a bunch of driving that takes up a lot of time. Oh god, I dropped my lens cap. But anyways, I'm gonna go inside because it's getting really freaking hot in here. So TI is just about to start for tonight. The draft for VP and EG just ended and the game is starting. So let's hope that VP beat EG. They are not in a good place in the group stages right now, so it would be nice for them to, you know, not be at the very bottom. I don't think it's very likely they won't make the main event, but still, I want to watch them beat EG. EG is that one team that I just like to see lose, and it would make me bitter if they beat VP. So we got that, and then I think LGD plays a match after this, and then VP plays again for the third final series of the day. But I think I'm probably going to watch VG-OG because that's a really good matchup. VG is a candidate for the best Chinese team right now, along with LGD. And OG is performing spectacularly right now, so I feel like that is going to be a great game. VP, on the other hand, they're underperforming, so even though they're my favorite team, I think I will forego watching that one match just to watch the other one. But I also just finished my workout, so I feel pretty great. I will probably do some spinning later because, you know, I have so much time, I might as well fit in some cardio. And I'm pretty excited for the final day of group stages. So let's hope my teams do well. And I hope that, you know, even if you're not into Dota, it would be pretty cool to check out this event and maybe see if it interests you. Hey guys, the first match, ooh, do I have some almond milk on my lip? So the first match between LGD and Alliance just ended, and LGD lost, so there's one more match, and then VG-OG is what I'm looking forward to tonight. And then that's it for this evening, just 3 series, 3 groups of games per series, if that makes any sense. 4 games per series, like 4 different matches going on per series, and then there's 3 sets of that today. Hope that's not too confusing. But I am actually strangely excited about something I just thought about earlier. Lately, anytime that I've been talking about sports with somebody, it kind of makes me a little bit sad because I think about what I was like when I was a kid or a teenager. I was very athletic, I loved playing sports, and now as an adult, I haven't done anything sports related in so long. Last year, very briefly, for a couple months, I was playing basketball at my work, but I stopped doing that because my knee started acting up again, and honestly, I have been very bad about getting it back into the best shape. It's a little bit challenging because I think that the condition that I have won't just go away permanently. Like, I'm always going to have to be doing exercises for it. I think on a daily basis would be best. So that's tough. I feel like maybe that's just what I'm going to be plagued with. And when I read Rafael Nadal's book, The Tennis Player, he wrote about how his knees were bad and everything. And at the time when I read it, I didn't really understand like how that would feel like, because I guess maybe I didn't understand that if you have a condition, it's not going to go away. It will always kind of be there. So I feel like this will be the same case where, you know, if I ever do any hard physical activity, maybe I will feel it acting up a little bit in my knee. But if I do my exercises, then I will kind of keep it at bay, maybe. But anyways, I've been ranting a lot, and just also recently I watched a few videos of gymnastics because Simone Biles did some crazy amazing things at the latest championship tournament for gymnastics, and that kind of reminded me of how I used to do gymnastics. And that memory sometimes escapes me because it was very long ago. I was extremely young. I think this was before I started playing other sports like basketball and soccer. So I tend to forget that I used to do gymnastics, and I think that I was pretty good at it. But the thing is, my parents took me out because they were afraid I was gonna get hurt. And that was always a little disappointing at the time because I really enjoyed it. Let me segue that story into what I meant to say. So yeah, I feel strange from time to time doing 0 sports as an adult, especially when I have a history of being very athletic. So I was thinking, and usually my main concern is just like, oh, I don't feel like I want to spend the money because I feel like it might cost a lot per month. But the thing is, I feel like I've been kind of losing interest in horseback riding, and it's mainly because I feel like I don't have a goal for it right now. I think my goal with horseback riding has always been very far into the future. Stuff like, oh, someday I would love to have my own horse, and then I would ride that horse. But the thing is, a desire like that doesn't require me to be like some amazing rider or anything. So I feel like right now, me continuously taking lessons kind of feels a little pointless because I feel like by now I'm a pretty experienced enough rider that I don't really care about getting much better. I'm not going to try to compete, or I'm not trying to show, not trying to do horse jumping, none of that. So it's pretty expensive. And I guess lately my trainer has also kind of changed up her schedule. Shortly before I left for Montana, she said that she didn't want to do Sundays anymore, and that was my usual time. So I had to choose and get back to her about a weekday evening time. And sorry, I'm getting really distracted. Milo and Riley are, aww. Man, I got up to take a picture of Milo and Riley from a frontal view, and he jumps off. Why? Anyways, let me get back to my story. So yeah, she told me to choose a weekday evening time that I would want to change my lessons to. And honestly, I don't feel like doing a weekday evening. I'm not the type of person that really wants to do something after a whole day of work. I mean, I totally could, it really depends, but for something like riding, that's a type of activity where it's outdoors, so I would rather do it during the day. And plus, at the stables, they have a generator that they use to light up the arena at night, and it's very loud, so it's just like worse conditions, I feel like, to have lessons. So something that I've been thinking about lately, and more like the sport that I always tend to gravitate towards whenever I think about playing one again, is actually badminton. So that was one that I always played with my dad, and we would always play it outdoors in our backyard or near our driveway at home, and I had a lot of fun with it. But I just remember sometimes, like, you know, my dad is older, so anytime I would like spike it far, I would be a little bit disappointed when he wouldn't run to get it, to return it, because I really like to volley back and forth a lot without dropping it, right? I'm sure a lot of people really enjoy that aspect for sports like that. So he was always the one that I would play with, and I always liked playing it all the time. My main gripe was, since we're playing outdoors, the wind would often make the experience less exciting because it would make the birdie, you know, fly a different direction, or it would prevent it from going as far because it's blowing in the opposite direction. So I looked up a couple clubs or whatever here in San Diego. There's plenty. And at first, I think the last time I looked at it, I was thinking, damn, that's so freaking expensive every month. I think I was mainly looking at maybe membership prices or even drop-in stuff. But I guess I always like to go big, or I just want specific focused training. So I think if I were to try it, I would like to take lessons because A, I get to play with someone that's very good, and B, I get, you know, training to improve and get better. So at first, maybe I would try it out and see if I even enjoy it, but I kind of doubt that I wouldn't, because it's a sport. I've played the sport before and I enjoy it, and I feel like I would really enjoy the aspect of getting one-on-one training and focus from someone that's very good. And I really like the combination of having fun and getting, you know, a great amount of exercise while doing it. So I emailed the club to see if I could do private lessons. The cheapest man that offers lessons from that place I found was $55, which I think I'm okay with because riding lessons are $65, so it's kind of cheaper if I wanted to do it once a week. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about this idea because I just haven't played a sport in forever. And I think it would be a really good idea for me to try something like this. You know, a couple months ago, like last year, I tried horseback riding for the first time, like really trying it out, signing up for lessons and doing it consistently for months. And now I think it would be nice for me to try out another sport, one that I feel like might have more immediate benefits for me rather than riding. So hopefully they respond back to me relatively soon. I'm thrilled with the idea. And I'm also thinking that maybe if I do something like badminton once a week, perhaps it could encourage me to take better care of my body. Because something like badminton is most likely going to be a bit more hard on my body than the exercises that I do. I want to get past that stage and not be afraid to do stuff like running. Like honestly, I am kind of afraid to run or jump. I have prevented myself from doing that for a really long time. For example, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I was alone in the recreation area outside of work. I went there to do a couple of stretches and stuff for my mid-afternoon break, and nobody else was around. So I've decided, you know what, I'm gonna try shooting around again, because I'm kind of sick of this, no, I can't do this, no, I can't do this because my knee sucks. So even though it has been, I think, a long time, like over 6 months since I last played basketball again, shooting around, I obviously missed like all of my shots. It was so embarrassing, but you know, it kind of reminds me of how like tough these sports can be in terms of muscle memory, and how you have to practice constantly to get your body like familiar, and yeah, just knowing all of that stuff. Yeah, right now I'm still waiting for a second draft of LGD Alliance. I'm kind of tired of working weekends. I haven't managed to make up all of my days. I pretty much need to make up one more day tomorrow, a full day. I'm really not looking forward to it, because honestly today I was just planning on doing half a day, and that half a day already felt pretty long. And I feel like it's partially because I feel like I'm sacrificing my free time, but really I'm not, because I get that day off if I do it on the weekend, because I want to have Tuesday through Friday off to watch TI. So I have to remind myself that it's totally worth it to do that. Otherwise, I really do not want to go into work in between one of those days because I didn't make it up. Because I know for sure, like, I will not find myself really enjoying the games if I anticipate a full day of work the next day. Especially since it's China time, so it's gonna go until early in the morning, and there might be some matches that I really want to watch. So I must remind myself the sacrifice is worth it. Hi guys. So today is Tuesday actually. The first day of TI already passed, and my teams, well, they both played against each other in the first round, right? LGD versus VP, first match of the day, and LGD 2-0'd them. I was thinking during that match, you know, who am I gonna root for? But you know what? I feel like if my teams ever play each other, I'm gonna root for the team that is just playing really well, because I like to see when teams, you know, coordinate and just play some beautiful ass Dota. So even though VP are now in the lower bracket, I hope to see them make it pretty far. They are playing third tonight around 1 a.m. So that one might be a bit hard. I'm gonna try my best to, I guess, have the energy to watch almost all of the games if possible. I really hate missing them. So I'm gonna maybe stream for a couple hours, and then I'm going to end maybe around 4 o'clock, and then try to take a 3-hour nap before TI starts again at 7 p.m. I feel like that's probably a little optimistic for me to just sleep, especially for 3 hours straight. But I'm gonna try my best to do that, because I really want to be alert for the VP game. We have 2 upper bracket matches starting off first. I forget who the first one is, but Secret EG plays second. That one I'm sure a lot of people will be very excited for, and I hope Secret stomps them. But I am also wearing this pink hat because I forgot to mention, I guess, in my vacation videos, that when I fell over in my kayak with Riley in the river, I was wearing my sunglasses and my hat. So those I lost. Funny thing is, I bought those fucking sunglasses for 1 week. They were maybe about $30, and I lost them within a week. So I am once again without sunglasses in my life. I actually don't really know if I care very much to have sunglasses. The thing is though, I don't like having to squint. So they're nice to have, but I'm hoping that a hat by itself, a cap, will deflect or block the sun, so I'm not gonna have like extreme brightness in my eyes to have to deal with that. Yeah, I kind of don't know what I want to do today. I do plan on streaming, but a part of me feels like I should go out and do something just because I have these days off. I guess I kind of plan to, maybe 1 or 2 days. I don't need to go out every single day. My parents did tell me that right now is Longyan season, which is a fruit that I fucking love and I haven't had in so long. It's really hard to find really delicious Longyan, because I feel like if it's not in season, and I don't know how to describe it, just sometimes when you go to this Chinese supermarket So Long Yan is kind of similar to lychee. They look kind of similar, not entirely, I guess. Lychee has like a prickled red shell on the outside that you peel off. Long Yan, on the other hand, is brown and smooth and smaller. I was going to go to the Chinese supermarket today if I happened to be in the area. Earlier, my coworker texted me if I wanted lunch, but I fucking hate people that kind of ask things last minute. I really, really hate that. So I was like still gross and I didn't shower yet. So I was like, maybe can we go in an hour? But they already went. If I went to eat lunch with them, I would have stopped by the Chinese supermarket to see if I could buy some because they're right next to each other. But I don't know if I feel like driving to that area right now just for this purpose. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, I've already kind of burned a fair amount of time, so I would like to stream for a bit. But yeah, I got a few things today. I bought some motorcycle pants, and the thing about motorcycle pants is that they're very similar to other parts of motorcycle gear where they're very form-fitting. So when I pulled them on, it was kind of hard to get on, but once they were on, they fit fine. But I guess the problem is, while I was pulling them up, I think I might have popped a few threads, which fucking sucks because now I have like long pieces of black thread just sticking out on my pants, and I'm pretty sure they will unravel even more if I put them in the wash, or like the more I wear them, I'm sure it will unravel. So I might have to go to a tailor and get them fixed, because I'm 90% sure that me pulling those up over my ass caused the threads to pop, because I heard it. So I also bought another pair of shorts and like activewear pants. The thing is, I feel like I should just sporadically check sale sections of things. I'm actually becoming very fond of Nike again. I mean, I say again mainly because I know who they are, obviously, but over the years I just never bought them because I was all, you know, focused on fashion and whatnot. But now I fucking love buying from them. Activewear just feels so attractive to me now. I love wearing it. So I bought a pair of pants, I guess like activewear pants that are pretty much the form-fitting kind, a pair of shorts, 2 pairs of tanks, this is one of them, and then a pair of shoes. So the thing about shoes that I am trying to decide between is, obviously I know that having multiple pairs of shoes is pointless because you only need one to live life. But I sometimes look at sneakers online and I'm like, damn, those look cool. And I think about, it would be really cool to have a collection of sneakers in the future, just to have different colors and different ones to switch between. Like, I'm not that passionate about something like that. I was just thinking it would be a nice idea, even though I'm sure it's kind of a waste of money. But I don't want to completely restrict myself if I kind of want a pair here or there. So currently I only have 2 pairs of sneakers I'm wearing regularly. Currently, I only have 2 pairs of sneakers that I'm wearing regularly, and they were pretty cheap, like $40 each by Puma. And I feel like for at least one of them, I am kind of noticing how they're really light and definitely don't have a lot of padding on the bottom. Plus the sole on the inside of my shoes are already starting to get holes in them, which is bad because I've only had them for maybe half a year. So maybe I am noticing that spending a little bit more should probably yield better construction for these sneakers. So anyways, I bought this pair. It's pink. So when I ordered it online, it looked more like a salmon color. So I'm very surprised and happy, I guess, that they came pink. And I'm going to try my very best not to get these dirty, because I just always notice once I get a sneaker dirty, it is so hard for me to have that initial love for them that I did where they were beautiful and clean and everything. And I'm not the best at cleaning them immediately after they get dirty, because I'm sure if you do that, it's always better results. But something else I was actually intrigued about for this pair is the fact that there's no laces. I don't really like laces. I hate the appearance of them. I hate that they dangle there. So when I saw that there was a pair of sneakers like Nike having a collection of shoes without laces, I was just curious to check it out. And when I saw that these were on sale, I think these are normally $170. I got them for $100. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll try it out. And I did put them on. The fit seems okay. The interesting thing is I got these a 7.5. Normally in my entire life, I've always gotten 6.5s and 7s, but these 7.5s don't feel that loose compared to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be like not really hugging my foot at all, like kind of just resting on it, but not any pressure. But I feel like there's like a tiny bit of pressure, which I'm sure is not that bad, because I don't think it would be wise to size up to the point where your foot can actually like shift in the shoe a bunch. But anyways, yeah, guess I'll stream a little bit. And TI has been amazing. I'm so freaking happy that it is here.